George Munsey, Scotland, playing out somebody you may know him because he obviously coached us a few years ago as well. Somebody that I've met before. But again, it's a massive opportunity for you guys to listen to every single word that he says and you're going to learn from him today. I'll pass it over to George.
Cool, thank you. I think mostly this group that I remember. But anyway, welcome, thanks for coming. I'll try not to bore you too much. You're going to stay in these groups for the whole time, and we're just going to mix it up in all these nets. I'll just quickly run through the nets. But the most important thing to understand is we might not hit a million balls today, we might not hit many balls today, but if we can start thinking and try to understand what we're doing in each net, you can take it away and hopefully become a better cricketer through the winter and see some results when the summer final rules also run. Let's straight into it. Lane 1 is the ball machine. That's it for a bit closer. Coming out of this V and hitting the back ball. It's going to be quite tough for a lot of us, so we're going to have to hit it quite hard. But one thing to stress in this net is no one's in here unless you're in the net, in this red zone. And we're always going to have our helmets on so we're nice and safe. But in this net, we're looking for a strong base, hitting straight, think 4s, 6s, power play, try and hit over the top. Lane 2 is the spin net. We've got tennis balls and we've got gaps to hit. We're going to be working on the sweep shot. Two types of sweep shots, the hard sweep and the reverse sweep, that's type 1, so that's a power shot. And then a little finesse shot behind, so that could be a little paddle or whatever you want. But the key thing in here is lots of volume, lots of practice for when we get to the lane 4, which is going to be a challenge. You're going to be again thrown to each other, using the balls here, plenty of balls, small rotations, 5 each, just like the spin net. And again, you've got 2 pockets, you've got the square boundaries to hit your balls and your cuts and try and get off strike, but also you've got the opportunity, if you want to whack it straight. Again, we're using hard cricket balls, helmets, and this one in particular is all about the feeder. If the feeder can do a good throw, we're going to get lots out of it. If it's a bad throw, we're going to struggle. So it can be underarm, but ideally it's going to be overarm. The main net, this is the game net versus, what we like to call you? Andrew. He's got a sidearm, he might even throw, and he's going to bowl spin. And this is where we're trying to get those 3 nets to come together into here. This is the challenge net. So it's going to be you as individuals versus Andrew. So the way it's going to work, you're going to have 4 goes each, and then you're going to keep swapping, get as many times as you can. You've got gaps to hit, but the field's going to be up pretty much everywhere, apart from the square boundaries for both spin and seam. And he's got to try and get 2 dots against you, and you've just got to try and score a run. So an option is to hit 4s and 6s that way, or you can just drop and run and hit the sweepers hard. So it's very much you versus the coach with that one. Is that all easily understood? I'm just going to keep walking around helping out where I can, but use your group to get better and to try and experiment in lane 1, 2 and 3, try things and then bring it to the competition zone. Alright, how do we think that went? Okay. How did your net go?
Not bad against the spin, but seam, I think that's one thing we've got to look at here. Steady base, I think a lot of us are just moving about as we're hitting it, try to swing as hard as we can. I think one thing, just a bit more of a steady base, especially against the seam. We don't mind it when it's a spin ball, got a bit more time, but fast bowling, let's see what we can do when we come across here.
Perfect, so we're halfway through. What I've seen so far is some really impressive shots from all groups. Some really, really good shots, some strong shots. But what I'm not seeing consistently is probably the easiest thing to control, which Andrew's just said there. Strong base. That doesn't mean we have to move too far into the ball. I'm obviously a lefty. I like to stand nice and still so I can really swing hard through the ball. You're allowed to move, but when we are hitting a shot and we're moving into the ball, we should be strong enough to then hold the shot, hold the pose, and therefore hopefully get more consistency when we're executing, especially in the battle zone. Love it. When we're looking to score, especially in T20 cricket, you don't always have time to move and try and get into the perfect position. So if we can focus on being a really strong base, that's when we see the execution going higher. And I saw a lot of good shots, which means we all have the talent. It's just whether can we do that more and more. So little sessions like this will help you do that. And if you can take that into your normal group sessions and take this practice into them, you'll be better for it. Do you notice anything in the battle zone?
Yeah, definitely. Again, what Aidan's mentioned there, just steadier is what we kind of want to focus on. Steadier base, more solid, and actually just not overcomplicating it. I think a lot of us as well, when we come into practice here, a bit afraid to get out. This is prime time to go for it. So in there, we saw it second time round, steady, just get bat on ball and see what happens sometimes, right? But that was a much big improvement second time round there. Good.
Any questions? All happy? Perfect, well done.
Guys, what do we say to George there?